And welcome to Tales from the Tips. I'm DA with 15-year Tour Caddy Mick Middlemo. We're just a couple guys that love to talk about the game of golf, both inside and outside the ropes, but we come at it from a different perspective. Mick,
Yes, sir.
what a championship!
Amazing championship. How good was it to watch? Well, I watched what I could.
You watched what you could. Congratulations to Spain.
They didn't win the British Open.
No, they are the 2026 World Cup champions,
yes,
Mick.
Yes.
While you were
1-0.
asleep, it was
No, I
a
saw that.
0-0 game all the way until extra time.
No, I actually saw the goal. I was up to watch the goal.
You got up for it, huh? You were up because of the golf, though.
Well, I woke up to see who'd won because I went to bed at midnight here and the boys had just teed off. The leaders had just teed off. So then I woke up to see who'd won and I saw it was Nilly, one of my fellow countrymen, Nilly, just across the pond, over the road, around the corner, Foxy. But then I decided to have a quick look at, the Cubs score first. They were up 10-1. And then I thought I'd better have a quick look at the World Cup because that's pretty kind of important too. So I had a quick look at that. It was 0-0 when I started watching. I thought they were going to penalties for certain.
Yeah, I will say a brilliant game played by Spain. This has captivated the household here throughout these last several weeks. I will say I'm more interested in international soccer or football, as you would say, than I've ever been. I'll have to tune into some of these international matches. I may catch some European style soccer.
You won't. We're
What's
just
that?
experts you won't. We're just experts every 4 years.
No, this is different. I think it was because it was on here in the States, in regular, and most of the time it was during the day. But for the most part, it was actually really fun. We, my wife and our youngest watched today. Our other two are away at a beach camp for church. So they've been partying, praising Jesus down in in Panama City this past week. So we had a good time around here, Mick.
Very, very nice. That's good family time watching the football.
You know what? I will say this. I've got an amazing wife. I woke up and the Open was on, so I was able to watch it before we headed over to church. And then when we got out in the car on her phone, she pulls up the YouTube TV app and she had it on and was basically giving me play-by-play of what was happening during the Open. And so we, as soon as we got home, we were able to enjoy lunch and watch the Kiwi, Ryan Fox. Congratulations to Ryan Fox.
Congratulations, Foxy. Great win.
Some amazing golf over the weekend. We'll get into that. Mick, we're going to touch on a couple things. We're going to touch on the weather. I think the weather played a big factor in what occurred over there. We're going to touch on Cam Young get it done at a major after a brilliant round of golf today. And congratulations to the Burns family, by the way. They welcomed their second child 11 days ago. So congratulations to Sam Burns. He played extremely well. Tough day today on the links as he shoots 72.
A couple over there today. Not great.
Yeah. We're going to talk about one of your old guys, Will Wilcox, on the bag for Siwoo Kim. Siwoo was in the mix, especially there yesterday. And I think something happened on Friday night. Mick, remind me.
Yeah.
We're going to touch on
more for nudging. Another major with for nudging in it.
We're going to touch on Bryson and the ruling, and I'm going to bring back something that you brought up after the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to touch on all of that. So, sir,
Yes, sir.
are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this one. This one's going to be hot.
Let's grip it and rip it. Okay. Let's start at the top. Let's start with Ryan Fox, 72, 68, 62, 68, 10 under, a record at Royal Birkdale. You know, I know you and New Zealanders are not best of friends. It's kind of like a Michigan Ohio State thing.
No, it's not like that. It's a friendly rivalry.
Well, it's always friendly until you get into the mix.
Yeah, but no, I'm very happy for Fox. He's a good fella, so very happy. I was obviously pulling for Lucas Herbert and the Duck, and the Jared Lyle Duck.
Yeah.
But obviously, if he couldn't get it done, I was cheering for Foxy. So that was a good win by him.
Really excited to see Lucas obviously shoot 62 there on Friday. Right in the mix, his best finish in a major. Really, it was funny because as we were sitting there and I was talking with Lynn and we were talking about, the guys that were in the mix, and I said, I don't know, Mick is going to be torn here. He's got Lucas in the mix, which is good friends of Jared Lyles, and we know the history there and how special and how meaningful it is that Lucas continues to carry the torch for the foundation for Jared, and it was great to see the duck as the head cover and on his hat. I've been a little critical of Lucas because of his commentary about live. I think it's a joke. But at the same time, it was great to see him playing some great golf. So I was pulling for him. Siwoo Kim, Will Wilcox on the bag. Clearly, we've talked about Will several times on the podcast. One of your guys.
I got a bit of shock there when I saw him on the bag because he's been carrying for Sanjay Im for a while. So I guess there's been a change there at the top.
Oh, was that a change?
Yeah.
Oh, is that who he's with? Maybe I got that wrong.
Yeah, you might have got that wrong.
I got that wrong. I was pulling for him though.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Will Wilcox.
Yeah, me too. Always.
I was, looking at, I'm pulling for Tommy Fleetwood as the hometown guy. He made a great run there on Saturday. Pulling for Sam Burns to try to get over the hump.
You can't cheer for them all. You just got to pick one. You can't cheer for them all to win.
Mick, I was torn. I was torn.
Lucas Herbert and Ryan Fox, they were my two. That was it.
Well, it was.
I can't be disappointed if Tommy Fleetwood won or something like that. I wouldn't have been disappointed, but it was a great Open Championship. It was very weird to see T-shirts and shirts out for 4 days.
Well, sunshine. The course was running fast.
Very unopen like weather.
Let's get into let's talk about that because I think that played a big factor into the scores. Obviously, probably the most amount of red numbers we've seen on a leaderboard over there at the Open Championship. Clearly, the lowest rounds. By the way, Mick, going into the tournament, 62, the round of 62 had a 0.0002% chance. We had three
of them.
Two on Friday, and then Ryan Fox, obviously, yesterday going out early, shoots 62 to put himself into the mix, and then gets the job done today. Great.
Lucas Herbert could have shot 60.
He was on track. I think he got caught up in the moment, especially there on 18.
In 17, he had a bomb drive down there, and he couldn't make birdie there. Anyway.
Yeah, those are the ones that you sit there and you look at. Great to see Adam Scott play really well. He shoots 5 under. Russell Henley had a nice tournament. Good to see Russ playing some good golf. Good to see Ludwig Oberg playing good golf. Finally, he goes 71, 66, 67, 71.
71 again, over par in the last round again.
Yeah, Sunjay finishes -4. There's your guy. That's what I was thinking of. A name that we haven't heard much of this year, Hideki Matsuyama. And then we get to a guy that finished -4, Bryson DeChambeau. He was perilously close to completing what they have now termed the trunk slam, and that is missing the cut in all 4 majors going into the tournament. Bryson goes out and shoots 67, 68, 69, 72. Mick, I want to get your initial reaction from Friday night, actually Saturday morning for you, on the ruling from the RNA.
Do you want me to be delicate, or do you want me to be completely honest?
No, I want, okay, let's do this. I want your opinion first. Second, as a caddy with over 20 people searching for a golf ball, I want you to put your lens on if you were Bryson's caddy.
Well, if you're Bryson's caddy, a lot of the time I would be looking for the golf ball, but be very, very gentle looking for the golf ball. For one, you don't want to stand on it because that would cause more issues, more penalties and stuff like that. So you're usually very careful when you're looking for golf balls. You're taking it easy, and sometimes I would stay a little bit further away than I normally would and let the crowd do their thing. Obviously, because a lot of them are a lot closer to the ball off the tee than we were. So I would let the crowd do their thing. But obviously, sometimes you're in tournaments where it's just you and your player and about 2 other people looking. So you're looking hard there. But fortunately, I've never stood on a golf ball, my players or anything like that. But so you do the search, and then honestly, watching it, I didn't see it happen live. Obviously, I was asleep at that stage, and then I saw the replays the next morning. I thought it was incredibly suspect what he did. And I know there's been a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of media, a lot of players have been walking a very fine line, basically saying that no, Bryson's a good guy. He wouldn't do it. I don't think he would have done it. I don't think he would have done it. I think they're just towing the corporate line, trying to stay close just in case they have to talk to Bryson. I thought it was absolutely shameful. I think it was a deliberate. The way he stomped his feet into that ground was to lay that grass down so he could take the club away on a better line, on a better angle, so he wouldn't have the fescue behind him. He walked in very, very casually walking in, and then all of a sudden I saw the stomp of the feet and stomp of the feet again, and I was like, wait a minute, what's he doing here? And obviously then you saw the grass had laid down. That grass wasn't laying down before he got there, so I have no doubt that he improved where the club could be taken away. And it's the second time now I've seen this in 2 majors. The first one wasn't brought up. The first one was brought up by a caddy friend of mine by the name of Brent Henley, who's caddied on the PGA Tour for a long time. And he's got 4.7 million views on that Wyndham Clark stepping over the ball action that he did on the 9th hole there at the US Open. And I think that was also a deliberate plan to lay some grass down so the club could take a better angle on the way out.
So let me ask you this, because we touched on it in our U.S. Open recap, and we both agreed. We've both seen the video. We've both seen. I've never seen a player do that. I've seen a player stand behind the ball like Bryson has done. I don't know. I don't know if I agree completely with you. Where my issue with the way it was handled was how the RNA handled it. And here's why. Normally, if something is being reviewed by the officiating council, so to speak, you are notified while you're still playing.
Yeah, which I don't agree with.
Okay.
Because I don't think you need that hanging over your head while you're playing, because that could actually make it worse for you.
but I don't necessarily disagree with you on that. My challenge, though, back to you is, if that is standard protocol, then why is this different? And why, if that happened on hole 5, you're going to wait until he finishes to inform him, and then you take him back out on the golf course? That's where my issues start coming in, the way it was handled.
Well, see, I actually think I would actually prefer for it to be handled that way, because then, okay, it's happened. We have a rules infraction. We think we need to go back out on the course, and you need to show us what you did, because you can't do that in the middle of the round. If the 7th hole you get up there and say, hey, by the way, we think we're going to penalise you 2 shots for what you did 2 holes ago, well, then that's going to play on his mind for the rest of the round. And I don't think that would have been fair on Bryson to do that for the rest of the round. I think I like the way it was handled, and as a player or caddy, I would prefer it that way than be told, 2 holes in and go, wait a minute, why is that hanging over my head? You don't want that hanging over your head for the next 11 holes. I mean, and and obviously Bryson's threats to leave the tournament and all that sort of stuff. He's shooting off the hip at that stage. He's obviously very upset about a 2-shot penalty. There's a grey area. You're allowed to stand behind your ball, I guess, to get a line on where you want to go and things like that and stuff. But I mean, how close to your ball do you need to stand?
Well, I think
Do you need do you need
that's
do you need
all
to
that's
stand
all
six?
interpretive.
Do you need to stand 6 inches away from your ball to look at the line you're on, or do you need to stand 6 feet behind your ball to have a look what line you want to take? I have no doubt that he laid that grass down behind the ball. There is no doubt he did that, and I mean you can see the grass absolutely laying down, and I have no doubt that he did that. To me, that's a penalty. Whether it's he did it deliberately or he did it accidentally, it's still a penalty. He improved his lie. There is no doubt he improved his lie, and it's unfortunate. I won't go as far as some other people what they're calling him. I would say it was careless.
Yeah, I think that's where I would say. I would say, from a standpoint of understanding the rules, and most players and definitely most caddies know the rules of golf, especially when it comes to improving your lie. We've all been in a tournament or two where, things can get a little dicey with a lie, especially if you're offline, like Bryson was. I think he was fortunate not to be in that pond. Uh, Again, my challenge back always is, when you have over 20 people walking around a ball, and then on top of it, he is one of the only guys that has a camera on him.
Mm-hmm.
You did not officiate the entire field in the same manner.
Well, that happens all the time. That's why they don't do the call-ins anymore and all that sort of stuff and stuff like that's just
Well, they used
that's just
video, though, to
unfortunate.
go back and look at this.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate because that's just who you are. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. You're not allowed to have call-ins anymore when people say, "Oh, we saw a ball move" and things like that, because they deem that unfair.
So if
I think
Nikolai
it's
Højgaard goes offline and is out there, he's not going to have a video camera on him.
no, he's not.
Ryan Fox on Friday didn't have a video camera on him. I mean,
No.
and I do appreciate what was said about, it was Russ Henley said it, even if I had a camera on me, I wouldn't have done it. And I understand what his point there was.
Yeah.
I think it was reckless on Bryson's behalf. I think his temper tantrum was typical Bryson, and we've talked about Bryson's behaviors in the past. But at the same time, I have a fundamental issue with officiating for one player versus officiating for the field.
Well, unfortunately, the officiating for the rest of the field has to be done by the other players. And and I've been in groups where that's happened before, where the other players have gone, "No, you're actually wrong. We're actually going to do this." But then you call a rules official, and the rules official has to come out and determine, what's happened from there. And it's happened to me and on more than probably 4 or 5 different occasions where players have disagreed with rule, drops and things like that. So then rules official has to get involved. There's no cameras involved, but usually the players have to officiate that sort of stuff themselves. The fact that there is cameras on it is just, to me, that's bad luck. But if you know the cameras are on you, don't make mistakes like he made. He knows he's going to be under scrutiny. Don't make those mistakes. And he made a mistake. 100% made a mistake. There was no way he should have did what he did. I mean, I've watched that video 10 times now of when, he definitely changes the way he walks. He definitely stomped it down. Rory said the same thing, and, him and Bryson don't get along, and that's fine. But when you got all the players sitting there going, oh, wow, that he probably shouldn't have done that, well, then he probably shouldn't have done that. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think I'm not going to.
I think the Wyndham Clark one didn't get as much publicity as this one did, but it probably should have.
Wyndham Clark loses the title.
Yeah, Wyndham Clark won the tournament by doing it.
I think again, this is where officiating for one isn't officiating for all.
And, I had Brent Henley reach out to me, ask me, he goes, have you ever had a player do something similar? Have you had players do things that you thought have towed the line and you didn't say anything? And, yeah, I have. But again, I won't name names. But, yeah, there's been a couple where you've gone, maybe you probably couldn't have done that, where you get to the ball, it's in the rough, and you put the club down a little harder than you normally would because it just lays down the grass a little bit behind the ball. I've seen it happen many times. I've seen other players do it many times. There was a certain player in Japan by the name of Jumbo Ozaki who, rest in peace, was a brilliant golfer in Japan. Unfortunately, only ever won once around the world. He only won once in New Zealand. Jumbo had a very nasty habit of, if he hit a bad tee shot with his driver, he would keep his driver in his hand, and when he got to the ball, he would put the driver down behind the ball to check the lie, push it down a little bit, then put the driver back in the bag and take his iron out. He did it his whole career.
Well, let's leave that one.
And I'm not saying
I knew you have some stories, and we've talked about some of them that, yes, you cannot say on the podcast, but
there are certain things. I mean, I think if it's a cold day, like obviously I've been working outside for the last couple of weeks doing night shift, and I've been using hand warmers. Now, I used to use hand warmers all the time when I was caddying, when it was freezing cold and stuff like that. Now, is it illegal to when it's cold like that, and you put the guy's golf ball in your pocket because it's going to be the next golf ball he uses, and the golf ball gets hot because of this hand warmer. So that golf ball is going to go further than a cold golf ball. Is that illegal? Or is that just the ball's in my pocket?
Well, as they always say, golf.
And I'm not the only caddy that's ever done that. I can assure you that.
Golf is a gentleman's game. You call it on yourselves.
Yep, it's just saying.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Let's do this. Let's turn to Cam Young. Obviously, he had to sit around a little bit today, firing a 6 under 64 to finish 9 under and post in the clubhouse a 9 under round. He had to sit in the clubhouse roughly over 2.5 hours before heading out to start warming up for a potential 3-hole aggregate playoff. Mick,
which I like, by the way. I like the 3-hole playoff.
Yes. Do you think Cam Young is snake bit, or do you think he's going to break through?
No, he'll break through. He just had a bad Saturday. He shot 73 on Saturday in pretty good conditions. Had a bad back nine. Shot 4 over on the back nine on Saturday. That kind of half derailed his chances, but obviously he came out on Sunday and played beautifully. Unfortunately, finished with a bogey in that 64 on the 18th. And that really, really hurt. But he played beautifully. I mean, he got off to a great start. He birdied 1, 2, and 3 to really give himself a chance. Shot 29 on the front nine, set himself up. So, I think he's Saturday. I think if he looks back, he's going to be bitterly disappointed on the Saturday, shooting 3 over. It's very hard to win a golf tournament when the conditions are so good and you shoot 3 over par in one round. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to win a golf tournament.
Yeah, I mean, now he went out 67, 67, as you mentioned, 73, 64 to finish 271, one shot back of Ryan Fox. By the way, Ryan Fox's 11.5-foot putt there on 18, that was just cold stones. I mean, the shot from, tee shot, approach shot, and then just rolled it in side door. And, how many times have we all been out on a practice green or out on the golf course and, a putt to win the championship? For me, it was a lot of times it was, a putt to win the Masters. What a incredible finish for Ryan Fox, and heartbreaking for Cam Young. I think if Cam Young goes on to win the Open, that's your player of the year, obviously, with winning the Players earlier in the spring. Cam Young is got to be in the conversation for player of the year this year. Sam Burns, I know it's not technically a runner-up. He finishes 2 back at -8 in third place. Sam's been playing some really good golf. Finishes runner-up at the U.S. Open. When are we going to see Sam Burns?
He's right around the corner. He's such a good player. He's such a steady player. He's got a great demeanor on the golf course. He doesn't get rattled by too much. I think he will take a lot out of this, and he'll win a major. There's no doubt. I think it's only a matter of time. And he's going to win a lot of golf tournaments. Very, very good player. I like the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, I've become a big fan of Sam Burns. I'd love to be able to just, that's not easy. Saying, hey, honey, I'm gonna fly across the pond to after having number 2. Because I will say, as a dad of 3, when you go from 1 to 2, it's a lot harder than going from 2 to 3. Because you're so focused on the 1 when you have the 1. When you have 2, you still have the 1, and now you have the new one. It's I'm sure the Burns family has a support system there in Louisiana.
That's definitely out of my league. That one.
Yeah, I think I've got the expertise on this side of it.
I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah. How about Tommy Fleetwood?
Always thereabouts. Good man.
I was, it was one of those. I found myself on Saturday pulling for Tommy. I really just wanted him to be in the mix. I would have loved to have seen what it would have looked like had he been in one of the final two matches, as they say over there. But just watching Tommy get into the mix on Saturday was fun. And then towards the back end of that round on Saturday and today, kind of just, I think, I think emotion. Yeah. I think, no offense, it's got to be really tough to have the entire, not only country, but your entire city on your back. Trying to win a major. I mean, it's hard enough to win a tournament right in your backyard on the PGA Tour. Now add a level of a major, and no offense, that's still going to be his first win outside of the Tour Championship. First full field win. So
yeah, he's he will. I think he's another one. He probably will. He's going to win a major at some stage. But did you take any notice of the Corrales Punta Cana Championship while the British Open was on?
Mick, I did not. I did not look at the field at the Punta Canas Championship. Fill us in.
You didn't check out the Stefano Mazzoli, who shot 20 under, won it? Yeah, never heard of him. He's never played an event on the PGA Tour. First ever event on the PGA Tour, gets a win.
His first ever,
That's what it says.
and he wins an opposite field event.
Wins an opposite field event. There were some people in that field that I didn't know that were still playing.
There were a couple of guys in here that I think probably would have been playing over there.
There was one player in the top 10 that I knew who it was.
Honestly, Mick, didn't even think about it.
Why do they play it?
That's a great question. Why?
Anyway.
It's almost like when we talk about the LPGA Tour or the Champions Tour going up. Why are you going to play an opposite field event when the guys are playing a major tournament?
It's seriously dumb.
That would have been great last week.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I get the Scottish Open was a co-sanctioned event, but I think it would have been a little bit more fitting last week.
Yeah, very, very ordinary effort by the PGA Tour playing that event against the British Open. An event which I guess it's, these guys, some of them have earned the right to get a PGA Tour card, but yeah, no.
Well, since we didn't do a preview, so back in December, you rightfully laughed at me. I took Jordan Spieth to find his the winning circle again to repeat. There is something
he might not win again.
There is something I have to say. Well, wow, really?
Really?
Never again.
He might not win again. He might have to go down to Punta Cana and play in the Bahamas against the British Open to have a win.
Well, maybe the next time the Open is at Royal Birkdale, he'll have a better shot because he was elected as a member before the tournament started. So now he's an official member at Royal Birkdale.
Awesome.
Now
he'll have somewhere to play when he can't win on the PGA Tour anymore.
So we got to talk about your pick, which I will say this: I was deathly afraid of because you have an 8-stroke lead going into this tournament. You had Matt Fitzpatrick. I had Matt Fitzpatrick as my pick to win on one of those lovely, sites, so to speak.
What a horrible performance.
Matt Fitzpatrick shoots +4. Matt Fitzpatrick probably was the best one going into the tournament that I think was a surprise that missed the cut. Harris English missed the cut. JT Poston, the Memorial Day tournament champion, missed the cut. Victor Hovland missed the cut.
Yeah, that was a surprising one too. Oh, Victor, he'd been playing pretty well coming into this.
Well, hang on. Jason Day misses the cut. No surprise, Cameron Smith missed the cut. Cameron was, I think, trying to figure out which fishing hole he wanted to go to.
Which putter did he use? He used a new putter this week too. He went to a mallet putter.
Yeah, PGA champion Aaron Rai misses the cut. Andrew Novak, who's been playing good golf, misses the cut. I mentioned Harris English. Justin Rose. Justin Rose, since making that switch to McLaren irons, Mick, has fallen off the table.
He's had 1/3 place with those McLaren irons.
1/3 place. Going into it, though, he was one of the hottest golfers on the planet.
I'm speechless.
Max Grazerman misses the cut. You just go down. It was sad to see it. Now, obviously, Gary Woodland, Brian Harmon, Open champion Brian Harmon misses the cut. Jordan Spieth, you talk about bad. +10, Jordan Spieth misses the cut. So, we had some pretty big names not make it. Unfortunately, our guy, Stuart Sink, did not play very well either, missed the cut. So we'll see. We'll see what we now turn our attention back to the States as we get ready for the run towards the FedEx Cup. Mick?
Yes, sir.
That's my last chance to catch you. So we'll see. I've got I got a long shot, I think, with
What's
Xander's
next
golf.
week's event? What's next week's event? I didn't look.
Next week, yeah, that's a great question.
Used to be the Canadian Open.
It used to be. Well, yes, right now they're showing the Corrales Punta Cana. No, they head to the Twin Cities, the 3M Open up in Blaine, Minnesota.
Blaine, Minnesota.
And then and then they head to Detroit for the Rocket Classic, the last year of the Rocket Classic. So,
and then they go to the Wyndham, which is usually the last one before the.
And then they head to the Wyndham before they take on the FedEx Jude, which starts the Tour Championship, the BMW, which will be right outside of St. Louis, there at Bellevue Country Club, and then our good friends at East Lake will host the Tour Championship. I'm going to be out there next Monday, Mick, for Media Day. Looking forward to being out there. I've got a tournament, actually in an outing on Tuesday, Mick. I'm in the La Cima restaurant group. You've heard of these guys? Yes, we had the invite from James.
It's just my jealousy creeping in. You're playing all these golf
it was funny because James asked me. He goes, I wish Mick could play, but so I've got Parla playing with me.
Oh, there's a fill-in. I can do both. I can golf and drink. He can just drink.
Right.
Which golf course are we playing? Which golf course is the La Cima group at?
Oh, we are playing at Marietta City Club.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have played.
You would have played. Don't tell me you wouldn't have played.
The place is a dump.
Don't do that.
I would have played only because it was James, but that place is a dump.
Well, it's as our good friend Chris texted me. He goes, "I've never played there," and I said, "Don't worry, it's wide open.
You're not missing much." The only thing that's missing there is the cattle. They should put back out there and start grazing on that place and turn it back into a paddock. Put the sheep and cows back out there. It's horrific.
I've got nothing. All right. Well, it was good to see Scotty Scheffler playing some good golf. He had himself back in the mix. Again, it was Scotty's downfall, that putter, the flat stick, letting him down. He was lights out tee to green.
So was Brooks Koepka, and he lipped out everything.
Yeah, it's funny because
he's very, very close to break it
Brooks
out
is.
And win.
I was going to ask you about that, and I'm glad you brought it up. Brooks is starting to come around.
Yeah, Brooks is starting to play nice. But once that putter heats up a little bit, and he's all around the hole, he's getting close, lipping out here and there.
I want to see. Frustrated,
but he didn't finish great. I think he finished 1 under or something. But he's around the corner, looking good. Wait coming up in the next few weeks.
You know who also was playing well at the beginning and then kind of fell off? Patrick Reed.
Yeah, got off to a flyer on Friday. Got it up to 5 under for the tournament, and then nothing.
Hang on, Brooks finished at -2.
Did he?
But I wanted to see something real fast. Brooks, where is he at right now? Huh. I gotta see where.
He's not eligible.
Well, he is eligible to make the Tour Championship if he gets enough FedEx Cup points.
Yeah, he's just not eligible for any money.
He is ineligible for any money. I think you may be on that. He is currently 84th. So
yeah, he'll get up there.
Yeah, he moved up 2 more spots. He projected at 82 now. You know who's not playing good golf?
Me?
Patrick Cantlay.
No, he's not.
Xander Schauffele shoots 3 under. A couple other names. Colin Morikawa shoots 3 under. There was a lot of
talk about Colin being in the mix. Your guy, Ricky Fowler, shoots 3 under for the tournament.
Yeah, with a little bogey on the last hole. Hold a 30-foot bogey putt on the 18th.
Chris Gotterup finishes 3 under. Bud Cauley finishes 3 under. Marco Penge.
Good event for a little Bud Cauley too. Good event, Bud.
Yeah, Bud's been playing some good golf. Bud's
up there. He's up there.
Right now he's sitting 31, so he's got a shot at East Lake.
He had a win. No, he's going all right, Bud.
So, well, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do you got on the agenda for the week?
Today is I have a couple of doctor appointments with my father. I'll be running him around all day today, and then I will be doing a little radio spot in the morning.
A little local Atlanta radio tomorrow morning.
A little local Atlanta radio tomorrow morning at 7:40 a.m. I'll be on there talking probably much about Bryson DeChambeau again.
I think you probably will. I'm sure Squid will ask you about that.
I'm sure Bo will definitely ask me about that one. So I will be very delicate as well.
Yes. I don't think you said anything wrong, to be honest. I mean, I think you're right. I think he was reckless. Again, my whole issue is how the RNA handled it. Unlike now, we could look at glass half full. At least the RNA handled it, unlike the USGA, who chose to ignore it.
Yes, exactly. Which we'll get a mention tonight as well. Anyway. Move
on. So with that being said, sir, I guess we'll
get ready for bed.
I'm going to get ready for bed. You've got a full day ahead of you with Dad. And you know what? We will next time we get together, we'll be talking the 3M. So we'll have to figure out our picks for the 3M, and we got to get ready for little Tour Championship coming up. We got the playoffs on the horizon.
Unfortunately, I won't be there this year to walk around and say hello to everybody, but it's all good.
We'll have to get your travel itinerary correct for next season, as it will be the last time the Tour Championship will be held here in its format.
I might have to make a special guest appearance to play in that media day.
I think I will tell you this: it'll be a Monday in July next year. So, I think I know a few people over there. We can find out for you in advance.
Yes, very good.
All right, my friend.
All right, my friend.
Thanks for teeing it up with us on Tales from the Tips. If you're catching us on YouTube, make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button, let us know how we're doing. Drop us a comment. You can find every episode of Tales from the Tips wherever you find your favorite podcast: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and now we are available on the iHeart app. That's right. Just go to Tales from the Tips under podcast, hit the plus button, subscribe, and enjoy. Mick?
Yes, sir.
You can catch all of our content on social media: YouTube, Instagram, X, and your favorite?
TikTok.
That's right. You can catch us on the TikTok, and you can always watch Mick and I live on Twitch and now on YouTube. That's right. You can catch us live on YouTube and on Twitch, and you can also grab all of our shorts and content out there as well. Mick, I'm going to try to keep my drive straight this week. I don't know what I'm going to come up with. It's been a while since I swung the club, as they say around here. I'm still recovering. We'll
I can't wait to get your reviews on the Marietta City Club.
I will give you a full breakdown on the round at the Marietta City Club next time when we tee it up on Tales from the Tips. We'll see you next time.